a last-ditch effort to save his faltering premiership, Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan called for the National Assembly to be dissolved, following an attempt by the opposition to remove him from office. The opposition, who had been watching Khan's coalition partners desert him, were to carry out a vote of no confidence, only for the Deputy Speaker of the Parliament to declare the vote unconstitutional due to a foreign conspiracy to remove the Prime Minister. Imran Khan has been trying to deflect blame on an alleged conspiracy orchestrated by the US, which he said was angry at his foreign policies and was working with his opponents to unseat him. But Imran Khan's government has for long had waning public support due to its handling of the economy. Khan was elected on a populist platform promising reform to the economy and ending corruption. In the end, Imran Khan has turned out rather similar to many of his predecessors, where many of Pakistan's problems have just got worse. Solomon Islands officially signed a security pact with China that Western countries say could give Beijing its first military foothold in the South Pacific. The agreement allows China to deploy naval ships as well as police at the island's request to the islands. The leaking of the draft sent political shockwaves across the region. The US and Australia have long been concerned about the potential for China to build a naval base and project power far beyond its borders. This deal comes after the UK, Australia and US deal in 2021, where they agreed to build and supply Australia with nuclear-powered submarines. Russia has announced that unfriendly countries must pay in rubles, not euros, for its gas in the wake of the US and European allies teaming up on a series of sanctions aimed at Russia. In early March, the EU announced it would cut its dependency on Russian gas by 2/3 this year and end Russian fossil fuel imports by 2027. But Europe's dependency on Russian energy means there is no easy or quick fix, and with Europe joining the US against Russia in Ukraine war, it will now have to deal with Russia and its energy demands. In a televised address, Putin said Western firms will need to open ruble accounts with Russian banks. If they did not, there will be consequences. Germany has taken the first official step towards gas rationing as fears grow over a potential stop in Russian deliveries amid a standoff over payments in rubles. The move by the EU's industrial powerhouse to activate the early warning phase of an energy emergency gas law after rolling out far-reaching sanctions in the wake of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Germany is highly dependent on Russian gas for its energy needs, with 55% of its supplies being delivered along pipelines from Russia. Since the outbreak of the war, Germany has accelerated plans to wean itself off Russian gas and diversify its supplies, but there appears to be no quick fixes for Germany's energy needs. Shanghai began its phased lockdown as an Omicron-fueled COVID-19 wave spread through mainland China's most significant financial hub, resulting in the highest caseloads in the country since the early days of the pandemic. The eastern side of Shanghai began the lockdown a week earlier, with the western side going into lockdown on April 1st. The metropolis of 25 million people has in recent days become the leading hotspot in the nationwide outbreak. Although the case numbers remain relatively insignificant in a global context, they are China's highest since the first week of the pandemic back in 2019, which was first reported in the city of Wuhan. Millions of residents are confined to their homes for the duration of the lockdown. Whilst much of the world is relaxing COVID restrictions, this is an ominous sign that COVID is far from over.